Good day everyone, we are the group 3 and we are here to discuss about the history of social welfare and social work in the Philippines. And we have here our objectives. First is to learn how social welfare and social work started in the Philippines. Second is to know the important laws, people, and groups that help develop social work in our country. The third one is to understand how social welfare changed during different times in history, the Spanish, American, and Japanese periods. And the last one is to appreciate how social work became a profession and how it helps people and communities today. In this slide, we have here the pre-Hispanic period. So, pre-Hispanic Filipinos live in small scattered communities usually located along mouths of rivers and coastal plains. These communities were independent social unit called barangay. During the pre-Hispanic period in the Philippines, our ancestors lived in small groups called barangay. Usually, this barangay was found near rivers and coastal areas. Why? Because water is very important for drinking, for transportation, fishing, trades, and daily needs. So if nagpuyo ka doon sa river and coastal areas, talaga para sa imo to get what you need every single day and in order for you to survive. So basically, life back then was built around nature and survival. And we have here the dato. So the dato, as the leader of their community, he also functioned as arbiter of conflict and leader in times of danger. So each barangay had a leader called the dato. So the dato has many rules. Dili lang siya usa ka leader, but then he is a judge wherein if may mga conflict or mga problems nga may tabo sa iyang community, he will be the one to fix the problem. Like, siya ang mag-decide kung unsay angay buhaton para sa ikamayo sa iyang community. Second, he is also a protector in times of danger. He will be the one na mag-lead sa iyang people on how to make a defense and how to protect one another. The last one, he is also a decision maker, wherein siya ang mag-decide para sa welfare sa iyang community. So imagine, one person doing 3 jobs at a time: leadership, security, and justice. Not an easy job for one person, but that was how organized it was before, despite being primitive. Primitive, a life that was very simple. No modern tools, no gadgets, no technology, no laws, and no government system. Yet, the support, the teamwork, and the bayanihan is there. So when we talk about social welfare back in the pre-Hispanic period in the Philippines, communities didn't have doctors or nurses to assist people nga nagipamati nga mga sakit-sakit sa lawas. So even mga churches, facilities, or agencies to help those people, vulnerable people, or even social workers, wala pa na sila sa una. Aside sa dato nga kuan pod sa community, there was a certain person in the community who acted like a healer and spiritual guide. So ginatawag nilang nga babaylan. So si babaylan help sick people. So i-compare nato siya karon sa tong period, if natay pambati nga dili maayo sa tong lawas, moduol gid ta sa mga doctors or mga nurses to seek for advice or to seek for the result of our health. Sa unang panahon ng mga tao sa pre-Hispanic period, budol sila ka babaylan. So si babaylan mag-help sa mga tao and to heal them. Babaylan can also talk to spirits during rituals and give advice and guide the community during important events. So people really trusted the babaylan. They really pay a high respect to the babaylans because they believe that this person can protect them and make their community safe. We have here social welfare work in those times centered around their mutual protection and economic survival. So before, wala pa yung term nga social welfare. But the concept already existed. Their way of helping one another was focused more on mutual protection and economic survival. When we say mutual protection, it means nagtinabangay sila if na yung mga threat, attackers, enemies nga moabot silang community, the whole barangay worked together to defend one another. They will not fight back alone, they will fight back as a group, and they protected one another as a group. And for the economic survival, it means they help one another to survive daily life. They shared food, they worked together, and they supported one another so that everyone could live. This caused groups to band together and communities to link with each other through marriage among their members. Because of this, people built or form may strong groups, strong community, a strong barangay, and stayed united. Communities also created alliances through marriage, meaning families from a different barangays would marry. If anak ka sa isa ka dato, you have no choice but to say yes sa kani nga marriage. Kay para man ni sa imuhang community, para man ni sa imong katawhan. So mano siya ang marriage. Marriage that time, it was not just about love, but it was a strategy to build peace, cooperation, and support between different groups. That was the purpose of marriage back then.
The Spanish period. The Spaniards brought the teaching to do good to others for the salvation of their souls, and which for many years was the underlying philosophy behind all social welfare activities. During the Spanish period, social welfare in the Philippines was strongly influenced by religion. The Spaniards believed that helping others was a way to save their souls, and because of this, many programs focused on charity and caring for the poor. The philosophy of doing good to others for the salvation of the soul was a core motivation for activities like establishing hospitals and orphanages. This religious-based approach was the primary drive of social welfare for centuries, with Spanish missionaries and religious orders leading the charge in providing care and education for the poor and needy. The early Spanish missionaries not only taught religion to the Filipinos, but also administered hospitals and asylums. The first hospital established in the Philippines was founded by Don Miguel Lopez de Legazpi in Cebu in 1565, but it was transferred to Manila in 1571 and called the Hospitalita de Santa Ana in 1578 under the supervision of the Franciscans. When the Americans arrived, it was renamed Sternberg General Hospital. San Lazaro Hospital, founded in 1578, and San Juan de Dios Hospital, founded in 1596, are reported to have originated from this hospital. More hospitals were established as the Spanish presence expanded. San Gabriel Hospital, founded in 1587 in Binondo, mainly served the Chinese community and was run by the Dominicans. Hospital Real, opened in 1612, was a royal hospital serving Spanish soldiers and officials. The Nueva Caceres Hospital in Napo, established in 1645, provided care in the Bicol region. The Hospital for Convalescents in Bagumbayan, built in 1742, served patients recovering from major illnesses. Other specialized hospitals included the Hospital de Aguas Santas in Los Baños, known for using natural hot springs for healing, and the hospitals of Disangli in 1630 for the Chinese population. Hospitals were also established in Mindanao, such as Hospital de Zamboanga in 1742, and leprosy hospitals were created in Cebu in 1850 and Naba in 1873 to isolate and care for lepers. Among others, San Lazaro Hospital stood out for its work in caring for beggars and later for people with leprosy. With religious charity as their motivation, this organization also undertook the establishment of asylums and orphanages for the poor and the needy. Among these institutions were the following: La Real Casa Misericordia. La Real Casa Misericordia, founded in 1594, cared for the sick, poor, and homeless. The Venerable Third Order of Sampaloc, established in 1611, provided support for orphans, widows, and the elderly. The Archicofradia de Nuestro Padre Jesus Nazareno de Recoletos, created in 1655, was known for its charitable works for the sick and abandoned. In 1699, the Real YVOT de Santo Domingo also opened its doors to abandoned children, providing them with shelter, food, and religious instructions. In 1882, Hospicio de San Jose was founded to house the aged and orphans, the mentally defective, and young boys requiring reform, but later limiting admission to children who were discharged, later to be adopted or enrolled. So the Hospicio de San Jose, founded in 1882, was created to give shelter and care to different groups of people who needed help, such as the elderly, orphans, people with mental disabilities, and young boys who needed guidance and discipline. Later on, the institution focused mainly on children. These children stayed in the hospital until they were ready to be adopted or trained and prepared for work. In 1885, Asilo de San Vicente de Paul, an asylum for girls, was established, offering religious instruction, primary education, and training in housework to its inmates. So the Asilo de San Vicente de Paul, established in 1885, was a home for girls who needed shelter and guidance. Inside the asylum, the girls were taught about religion, given basic schooling, and trained in household skills such as cleaning, cooking, and sewing. These lessons help prepare them for adult life and future responsibilities.
Asylums and orphanages established during Spanish period. During the Spanish period, several charitable institutions were established to serve the poor, orphans, and the ill. And the first orphanages is the Laurel Casa Misericordia, founded in 1594. This was a major charitable institution. And the second one is the Venerable Third Order of Sampaloc, established in 1611, and it also played a role in social welfare. And third is the Arquilo Federal de Nustria Padre Jesus Nazareno de Nicolitas. And the next one is the Real YVOT de Santo Domingo, established in 1699. And next is the National Association of Red Cross, was organized in 1899, and the founding hospital of San Jose for the mentally ill and the Venerable Congregation de Sacerdotes de San Pedro Apostol, established in 1868, and the Nuestra de Señora de Consolación de Saint Thomas de Villanueva Asylums and Hospicio de San Jose, established in 1822, and Aseo de San Vicente de Paul, established in 1885. Schools. The first school established was the Parochial School of Cebu in 1565, founded by the Augustinian friars. Other schools were soon established for boys. The school established the following: Colegio de San Ignacio in 1589 was a university in the city of Manila, which existing during the Spanish colonial era in the Philippines. It was also one of the earliest educational institutions built by European in the East Asia, when it was established by Spanish Jesuit headed by Father Antonio Cedinho. The school ceased its existence of the following expulsion of the Jesuit in the archipelago. And the second is the San Ildefonso College in 1595. Colegio de San Ildefonso is established by Spanish Jesuit in Cebu, Philippines. This institution, in the forerunner of University of San Carlos, was the first European-founded educational institution in the Asia. The legacy of this school is the college legacy continues today as the University of San Carlos. And the third is Colegio de San Jose. Colegio de San Jose was founded in Manila on August by the Jesuit as a residential college for students studying at the nearby Colegio de Manila. Today, it is also known as the San Jose Seminary, located in the Ateneo de Manila University campus in the Quezon City. And now it is now a San Jose Seminary. The function of this school, it is a formation center for diocesan seminarians educated in the Jesuit tradition. And the third is Colegio de San Felipe, likely to reference to existing schools named after Saint Philip. It named and was referred to the various Jesuit college that used the name, like the College of San Ignacio. The College of San Ignacio, San Ildefonso, Manila, these were part of the system of Jesuit schools, and the other possible institutions were the schools and institutions named after the Saint Philip around the world, such as the Fort San Felipe in Cavite, Philippines, and the sixth one is the Artillery School in 1754. The Artillery School was established in 1754 in the Philippines as a vocational institution to train Filipinos for service in the Spanish force, and it was one of the several schools established during the Spanish colonial period, including other boys' colleges and schools for girls. It was created to serve specific military purposes. The school's primary function was to train Filipinos to serve in the Spanish military and merchant marine, and it was considered as a specialized vocational institution rather than a traditional academic one. The schools for girls are the Santa Isabel, established in 1694, the Santa Rosa, established in 1750, the Santa Catalina in 1696. The public school started in 1850, and the National Association of Red Cross was organized in 1899. The hospitals, the asylums, orphanages, and schools were maintained using subsidies and grants from the Spanish government. However, these were not sufficient, and donations from philanthropic individuals were also solicited.
So during the American period in 1899, pag-abot sa Americans din nga sa Philippines, ilang giusab ang system sa mga eskwelahan, ilang gi-improve ang health services, and kitagaan nila og freedom ang mga tao to choose their religion. In 1902, ang government is nag-create sila og group nga ginatawag nila nga the Insular Board, wherein sila ang maglantaw ug mag-guide sa mga private groups nga nagtabang sa mga tao. Later on, 1915, the government created another group nga ginatawag nila nga the Public Welfare Board, wherein sila ang mag-organize o mag-coordinate sa tanang charities o organizations nga nagtabang sa mga tao. In January 1917, the government created the first welfare agency. So, mura kani siyang first step para matabangan ang mga bata nga nanginahanglan. In 1900s, they tried to help the deaf children of the Philippine Normal School. So, gamay siya nga step pero importante kayo siya, and it really made a big impact sa mga bata. Like sa ilang situation. In 1910, they organized a school for the deaf and blind children para makalearn gihapon sila bisan naa sila mga challenges. And 1905 na-establish na ang Filipino chapter sa American Red Cross. So sila na ang handle sa mga disaster relief and og sa Red Cross funds nga gikan sa USA.
Hi everyone, by the way, my name is Christina Miguel Yago Kapuyan, and I'm here about to tackle what is happening during the American period. So, in 1907, La Gota de Leche was established to furnish child caring institution, and later on, diyan na na-introduce ang fresh cow's milk from dairy farm in Pasay City. So, later on, Manila supervised by a veterinarian. So when we say veterinarian is muna sila mag-take care sa mga illness. La Gota de Leche or this agency later on nag-open sila for free consultation clinic for all the mothers. So in 1913, Association de Damas Filipinas gi-organized siya by the civic-spirited woman. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is to help or to destitute. When we say destitute is muni sila ang mga clinic nga nabit yung mga kakulangan. Dili pa nga naka-enough ang mga necessities. So, nag-help po sila sa mga mothers and their children. So, in 1921, the Office of the Public Welfare Commissioner was created. So, dili nag-create ang Public Welfare Commissioner. Nag-absorb sila, nag-function sila into the Public Welfare Board, which charged with coordinating and intensifying. So when we say intensify, nag-increase or nitaas. These activities of the child welfare organization and agencies, and this time, enable na sila to cope with the mounting problems. So in the health field, which was manifested by the high infant mortality. At this time, in 1921, it's a very serious because daghay namatay nga mga babies while they are infant because of the poor public health. When we say poor public health, dili pa ingon anak ka high-tech. I-compare siya sa karon na nga generation. So, daghan bitaw ang mga na-miss, daghay mga namatay nga infant because sa kakulangan, because of the poor public health. So in slide 17, in 1922, Office of the Public Welfare Commissioner, nag-prepare sila, nag-solicit sila, forms which require the public to demand of any person appealing for donation and charities. So, all the people, gina-demand dyan, gina-require dyan, nga maghatag. What is the purpose of this? Of course, nga mag-collect for the funds, and the practice, was not legally sanctions not until 1933. So, in 1924, associated charities and become independent. So, kaya na sila, kani nga mga agencies and charities, kaya na sila mo stand in their own because they are independent. Agency under the supervision of the Public Welfare Commissioner and was partly financed. And the finansan at the time is the government and partly by the private contribution. So, diri na natatag ang Philippine Legislative or Act number 3203, which is the Philippine legislative passed or a law relating to the care and custody of the neglected and delicate children. So when we say neglected, kana bitaw na napagkaitan na nga mga children, napagkaitan na nga mga bata. So in 1933, the administration of the social welfare in the Philippines was marked by the very own, or he became the governor, Frank Murphy. Diri apod nagsugod ang general scholarship grants for professional training and all social social work. So diri ana gitatag, diri ana nag-start ang nagtatag ani or a governor ani at that time is Frank Murphy. So gatrain siya og mga professional social work in United States were made pod siya nga available. So kani pod siya diri na nag-start ang pagtatag professional training. When we say professional training is kani jud pod sila is a serious matter and all of these people is knowledgeable enough. And when we say mag-train is mag-learn jud mo at that craft para bitaw mapunan. And kani is also professional training nga gimade siya by the governor of Frank Murphy. So legislative appropriated funds for the operations government for the child and maternal health centers which established in every town with at least 2,000 people. So kanina gitatag na ang maternal health centers, diri na mga legislative appropriated funds. Kani pod is gi-associate pod siya sa government, which is dito na pod ang natatag ang maternal health centers. So gi-establish siya in every town and dapat naa siya at least 2,000 people. So diri na pod nato may bal-an unsa poy depression sa economic at the time. So economic depression nag-start siya in 1930s. Grabe ka seryoso, created serious economic problems. The associated charities could not cope, dili na jud nila makaya, dili na bitaw mapunan. The number of applicants to relief and other social services despite appropriations made by the Office of the Public Welfare. So when we say public welfare, muna silang ga-help, muna silang ga-cope. But at this time, in 1930s, a very serious manggod kaayo ang nahitabo. Unsa day nahitabo at that time? Grabe ang problema sa economic. Commissioner under its director, Dr. Fabella, or Dr. Fabella is a physician or a doctor and known po siya nga advocate at these activities. So he's known as the father of the public health find of social welfare here in the Philippines. So ang problema ani nga time sa economic depression because of the health. And gitatag po diri ang director at this time is si Dr. Fabella, which is the father of the public health of social welfare. So muna sila ang bitaw gatabang, sila ang nangita og mga ideas unsa unto siya pag-cope nga problems. It's a very serious problems katong 1930s. So in the 19th slide, diri na to mabalaan all about kinsa si Josefa Jara Martinez and all about the administration of the social welfare. So, Josefa Jara Martinez, who obtained diploma in the social work in 1921, nag-work siya sa Public Welfare Board where she introduced the scientific approach to social work. So, si Josefa Jara Martinez is nag-board, nakakuha siyang diploma dito sa USA because sa USA man nag-start ang social worker and social welfare. So, si Josefa Jara Martinez, nag-study siya dito, nakakuha siyang diploma, and nakagraduate na siya, nakakuha na siyang diploma, iyaha dengi dala diri sa Philippines. So, we know nga wala man jud nakadungog before all about the social work or the social welfare. Nakadungog siguro tag social welfare, but social worker nga mga workers is wala kay nato siya na noon because wala siya na-implement before here in the Philippines. So, si Josefa Jara Martinez, siya ang nag-push, siya ang nag-implement, siya ang nag-introduce og social work diri sa Philippines. So ginoon pod siya as the mother of the social work, and he empower the woman and the children. So siya pod ang nagtatag-an na bitaw nga dapat jud kanang implement jud all about the empowering women and their children. Dapat mapanagutan jud kung kinsa jud ang nagsala, dapat matabangan jud. So dira po nag-start ang empowering women and their children. So Murphy administration or social welfare programs marked the first government, and mo pud sila nag-assume and mo pud sila gitagaan og full opportunity for leaving the distress due to any cost. So manaka-cost ani kani ang Murphy administration social welfare mo ni sila ga-help para bitaw masulbad or sila na full responsibility of this institution and activities. So in the last slide, so diri na this picture all about Lagota de Leche which is 1907 Association de Damas Filipinas. In 1913, mo to sila help sa women and their children. And last but not the least, gi-introduce pod ang mother of social worker, which is Josefa Jara Martinez, which is in 1921.